The mansion was always filled with silence. It wasn't the kind of silence that came from peace, it was heavy, almost suffocating. A silence born from loneliness. Inside those golden walls lived Mr. Ibrahim Khan, a millionaire known across the city for his wealth, his ruthless business sense, and his ability to turn every deal into profit. Yet behind the polished glass windows of his estate, he was a broken man. The reason was his daughter, Aisha. She was only 7 years old when doctors told Ibrahim that she was blind. He remembered holding her tiny hands in the hospital room, her innocent eyes staring blankly at the ceiling as the doctor said the words that shattered his heart. From that moment, Ibrahim's world changed. He poured millions into treatments, flew across countries, met specialists, and even tried unconventional remedies. But nothing worked. His little girl remained trapped in darkness, or so he thought. Ibrahim's grief slowly turned into distance. He loved Aisha deeply, but instead of drawing closer, he grew cold. Work became his escape. He was often away, traveling for meetings, leaving his daughter in the care of others. That's when Zara, the maid, entered their lives. Zara wasn't like the other staff who treated their jobs as duty. She was kind, gentle, and genuinely cared for Aisha. Every morning, she would sit beside her, brush her hair, and tell her stories about colors, flowers, and the world outside. And that's when Zara began to notice something strange. The first suspicion. One afternoon, while cleaning the drawing room, Zara dropped a glass. It rolled across the floor, and without hesitation, Aisha turned her head to follow its path. Zara froze. Could it be? She tested again. Later that evening, she pretended to wave her hand in front of Aisha's face. The girl blinked. Zara's heart pounded. She didn't want to believe it too quickly. What if she was imagining things? But the more time she spent with Aisha, the more she noticed tiny signs. The way Aisha avoided bumping into furniture, the way she looked towards the light when curtains were drawn, or how her eyes darted when birds flew past the window. Zara was torn. Why hadn't Ibrahim noticed this? Why had no doctor seen it? Was the girl pretending, or had they all missed the truth? The challenge of truth. Zara tried to gently ask Aisha one day. "Sweetheart, can you see things sometimes?" Aisha bit her lip, then whispered, "Don't tell Baba, please." "Why, my love?" Zara asked, shocked. Aisha's eyes welled up. "Because Baba is always sad. He thinks I'm blind. If I tell him I can see, he'll stop loving me. He'll send me away like Mama." Zara's heart broke. She knew Ibrahim's wife had left years ago, unable to handle the strain of raising a child with special needs. In Aisha's innocent mind, she believed her blindness was the reason her mother abandoned her. So she pretended. Pretended to be blind, so that her father wouldn't leave too. Zara's dilemma. The truth weighed heavily on Zara. Should she tell Ibrahim? If she did, maybe he'd rejoice, but maybe he'd be angry, thinking his daughter lied to him. Worse, he might not believe Zara at all. She decided to gather proof. For days, she observed Aisha closely. She left little tests, placing toys in front of her, changing the furniture slightly, watching how the girl moved around. Every time, Aisha navigated with ease, though she tried to act hesitant. The evidence was undeniable. Zara couldn't carry the burden alone anymore. She had to tell Ibrahim. Confrontation. One late evening, Ibrahim returned home after a long meeting. He looked tired, his suit still crisp but his face weary. Zara gathered all her courage and stepped into his study. "Sir," she began softly, "I need to tell you something about Aisha." Ibrahim barely looked up from his laptop. "Not now, Zara. Tomorrow." But Zara didn't back down. "No, sir. It cannot wait. It's about her condition." Those words caught his attention. He shut the laptop and glared at her. "What about her?" Zara's voice shook. "Sir, I believe she can see." The room fell silent. Ibrahim's jaw clenched. "What nonsense is this? Do you think I haven't spent every rupee possible? Do you think I haven't taken her to the best hospitals?" "Sir, please," Zara begged. I've seen her follow movements, avoid obstacles, even look at me when I enter the room. She's pretending because she's afraid of losing you." Her last words hit him like a storm. The breaking point. At first, Ibrahim raged. He accused Zara of lying, of trying to play with his emotions. But later that night, unable to sleep, he quietly stepped into Aisha's room. She was sitting on the bed, hugging her teddy bear. "Aisha," he said softly. "Yes, Baba." He hesitated, then slowly raised his hand and waved it before her eyes. To his shock, she blinked. His chest tightened. "Aisha, can you see me?" Tears filled her eyes. She trembled, clutching her teddy tighter. "I'm sorry, Baba. Please don't leave me." Ibrahim fell to his knees. "My princess. Oh, my little girl," he pulled her into his arms, sobbing. "I would never leave you. Never. You don't need to hide from me." For the first time in years, the silence in the mansion broke, with the sound of a father and daughter's cries, melting into each other's embrace. The healing journey. The days that followed weren't easy. Ibrahim had to accept that his daughter's blindness was never real, it was an emotional wound, deeper than any physical illness. He realized how distant he had been, how his grief had blinded him. With Zara's help, Ibrahim and Aisha began rebuilding their bond. They went for walks in the garden, painted together, and even traveled to places Aisha had only dreamed about. Slowly, the girl learned she didn't need to pretend anymore.